Roll call. Keith Warnamie's absent. Erwin Tomfrey.
Here.
Mike Netlin.
Present.
Cody Bjornson's here. Bill is not with us.
No, sir.
Stand for pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, everybody looked up the agenda. Approval of the agenda.
Some. Unless you had something like you wanted to know.
Nothing on the agenda change. I second your motion. Approve the agenda.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Both same sign. Okay. Sign in for,
Bill's trying to.
okay. Signed up for the public.
No, sir.
All right, then we got the consent agenda. Anything in there that anybody had wanted to pull out, or are we good?
An amendment for an error on the 30 March work session meetings on page 7 of 7. For the Board of Equalization, it says that Mayor Jody Bjornson and Council Member Mike Netlin were selected to serve. That is incorrect.
Yes.
Right above the meeting adjournment, Brett.
Sure, do you wanna,
So just pull out.
you might wanna have him chat about that one? You can put that under unfinished business, I suppose,
Sure.
like that A and B can be the closed.
Unless you want to get him in quicker so he doesn't have to sit around.
Yeah, get our money's worth out of him tonight.
Well, you're harsh.
Anything else? Get a motion to approve the agenda as modified.
Second.
All in favor say aye. Same sign. And it's closed. No commission meetings, no commission minutes this month.
No, they should be approved at the subsequent meeting and
Into the new business. You guys did notice on that beach thing, we got the grant from social.
Nice job. Nice job.
oh no, we're really excited about it.
Team effort.
Well.
Bill, can you hear us? Excellent. So Bill here 605.
Alright, we got the temporary licenses for the midsummer for Northbound Spirits and the VFW. We have a separate for each on action item. First up being the VFW post. To approve move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Post same sign. Did you vote on that one, Bill?
For the end of it. Can you restate it?
It was just the temporary license for the VFW for midsummer.
Okay, yeah, that's what I heard then. Yep.
Yep.
Good.
And then we got the same thing for Northbound Spirits.
Move to approve.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Post same sign. Got it. We got donations. Want to read that one out, Bill?
Yes, this is resolution number 2026-16, a resolution accepting donations. Whereas the city of Monaga gratefully acknowledges the following donations: $1,000 from the VFW in support of the CNC fireworks display, $200 from Community First Bank in support of 2026's Hooked On Fishing event, $2,000 from the VFW in support of 2026's Hooked On Fishing event, $6,000 from Enbridge in support of the fire department's acquisition of new radios. Whereas these contributions help support community events and safety in Monaga. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Monaga, Minnesota, that the donations described above are hereby accepted with sincere appreciation. Adopted by the City Council of the City of Monaga, Minnesota, this the 11th day of May, 2026.
Motion to accept donations.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor of accepting donations say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Donations accepted with much appreciation. We got the radios for the fire department coming from that donation we just got. It's purchased 5 radios, used 2-way radios in the amount of $6,097.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Nice, good $97 for 5 radios. Thank you, Enbridge. New fencing for the liquor store. Move to approve.
I'll second that, but I got a comment I'd like to make on that.
Sure.
Yeah, I kind of looked into this a little bit, and when you look at the total cost, when you throw the freight in, 25% of the cost of that purchase is freight. And I'm not sure where are these things coming from.
Florida, looks like Florida, Georgia.
You'd think there'd be somebody closer that would
Less
be willing.
freight.
Well, I mean, the pricing was about where it should be, 96, 96. But when you start throwing in that freight, all of a sudden that 96, 96 isn't so attractive anymore.
Well, we still got some time. Why don't we readdress and see if we can't get something a little more local?
I would think we could get something closer. That freight, I mean, that's $2,200 a
I
day.
mean, if you do an LTL, you've been in the trucking business, you can get something out of the Twin Cities for a couple $100.
And then there's tax on this too. We shouldn't be paying
Yeah,
tax.
it should be
No,
tax
No,
exempt too.
it would be tax exempt, yeah.
So let's table that to the next meeting.
That's not gonna hold us up for having them available for midsummers, is it? Okay. Yeah, I think if we just dig a little deeper and see if we can't save something on the freight.
Yeah, no, we'll make that change.
Gotcha.
Request for adjustment to utility bill. Build this pool. And verified by Ron and the boys apparently. Adjusted $13.76.
Move to approve adjustment.
I'll second that.
Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Uh,
Aye. So, get this adjustment. All right, LMC conference. For Deputy clerk and administrative assistant. I pulled this from the consent agenda because I was a little concerned. I went through all the training that's going on at this. I didn't find anything that relates to the admin assistant position. There was just nothing. I know we have some training dollars, but my personal feeling is we should make sure that training goes toward their job description more. Unless it's taxpayer dollars being used to, to get people the training for in their lane, basically. There's
What's your input there, Brett, because you're the one making the recommendation?
I think it's just a great opportunity, I'd never want to limit somebody by their position, more their potential. And, the amount of information that is going to be available there on top of all the different vendors that are going to be there. I think having both of them down there, would only benefit the city.
To address Jody's concern, what is the specific benefit for that position to attend?
The benefit is,
Job enhancement benefit, put that.
it's just overall awareness. And I wouldn't want anyone to, just not be able to participate in this just because, even though she does the admin assistant job, she's still exposed to everything else that we do here. And just having another, just increasing that overall education level is just beneficial for everybody.
And there might be a cross-training dynamic too, that probably is specific to what you're talking about, Jody. That might enhance the administrative team.
Yeah, I just want to make sure we don't spend training budget, all of it, I want to make sure there's some left for job specific stuff. And I think we have some in there yet.
Yes, we're pretty robust. And there's another thing that I really want to add on to that is, when we talk about eventually trying to get away from Banyan, right? Where do I focus on Banyan? I'm in the budget. I'm in the fund accounting. Kelly's in payroll. She's in bills. Diane's in utility billing. And there are certain aspects. There's certain aspects that we all look at specifically. And when we eventually try to move on to a new system, having, that knowledge of, hey, this is what these vendors can provide. That's good for me. That you can't buy that.
Are some of those vendors going to be down there?
Yeah, absolutely will. A city that we all affectionately drive past frequently to the south of us, but they went and, they have a new system. There's only 3 other cities in the state that has it, and their mileage isn't so great. And
I'd second that.
the Ross bill.
Ooh,
Yeah.
while he was driving, he probably lost connection. Well, we'll get motion in a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Oh, same sign. We didn't have an action item on them. Because we don't have an actual lease. I just wanted to.
Kelly said she was working on it, but I didn't get any further updates.
She was, and there's no way we were gonna have it through legal for this meeting, so we could discuss it a little bit. They pay $3,500 a year. And they wanted to move in like
Yesterday.
right away. So I mean, it's up to the council if we want to allow them to start doing stuff over there. They were in that building before. They're just trying to get a head start on getting it prepped up, but we still have to get stuff out of there too.
Are they gonna take over the utilities on it, Jody, or do we keep it?
We keep the utilities. We keep all the maintenance.
What are we gonna do with all the stuff stored in that?
That's next on the agenda.
Yeah.
I mean, they want to get in, but our next meeting is June 9th. It's not that far away, so I'm all right with it.
I have no problem with letting school in.
Yeah, the only concern or issue might be the liability if you're not under contract. Where does that umbrella? I mean, does our liability, would it cover anything that would happen on site? If there's a third party coming into one of our buildings?
I think,
You know,
I think the short answer is no. There's probably a little bit longer of an answer, but I don't think we'd be immune from liability in this particular regard.
But I would agree with Jody, it's not that far away, June 9th, is it?
they should be able to wait that long. We should be able to get a lease written up and through legal.
And I think we would probably want to submit this lease to,
The next year, okay.
Then Jody made a good point earlier in conversation about, I was under the impression anytime you would lease out a public building, there would be some real estate tax ramifications involved around it, but you said they're nonprofits, so that's not an issue at all.
First of all, we're not gonna make money on it. We're just gonna use the building that's there and it'll pay our utilities, basically.
And it's for the public good.
And it's good for our community, so.
How many children did they say will be using
I
the
think,
building?
did Julie say 18?
about
I think it was like 18.
20.
Good.
It's pretty much what they had when they left there before, I think. And it worked well for them.
Good.
That brings up our storage containers, and that's part of what it's for. Some of the stuff in there. We will be declaring some of that stuff excess property, obviously.
So the store records, it says it's gonna be used to store records. The records are what's over there.
Then we'll-
Is that what it's referring to?
Question I had was, not to interrupt you.
No, go ahead. Darren.
You have a prepared 100-foot by 100-foot pad. That's a pretty good sized pad.
Once you're out there, it's not as big as you'd think it is.
So it's 100 feet this way and 100 feet. Is it like a finished
Square.
square with class 5 finish on it or?
Nope, no finish. It's just cleared out right now.
Oh, it's just bare ground.
Yeah,
It's just bare
Oh,
ground.
okay, so it's when you say a pad, it's just bare ground that's been opened. up.
Right, eventually I'd like to have it as a pad,
Oh,
but
okay.
no hurry for that.
And then the other question I had, are these one-time use storage containers or are they multi-use?
Multiple use.
These are the. shipping
No, I mean,
containers
you can,
already?
you can buy containers that have been used one time,
Oh,
or you can buy a container that's been used multiple times.
the ones we're getting they're gonna be probably a little beat up. They're not gonna be brand new.
Where are they coming out of?
Grand Rapids. Minnesota.
You have to pay a delivery on them or do
The
they?
delivery only one way.
675, it's on the sheet there.
Yep.
Pretty reasonable coming out of Grand Rapids with 2. They'll bring them down on roll-offs, I'm sure. The nice thing about those containers is they're mouse proof.
Mhm. Yeah, we've got a couple on Saturday night. They're nice.
And our intention is to get some, what?
Timber mats.
Timber mats, or like the old railroad ties, right? Make sure they're elevated kind of at an angle a little bit, just so that, water goes off them and they stay dry. So.
All right, I'm looking for a motion to approve the purchase.
Move to approve.
Those things. Containers. Gets us up to law.
So I'm just gonna get mine first and then should I just do my report quickly and then?
Yep, and then Todd can step up after that.
So we had, seems like it's been so long since we had this board meeting. I kind of should have refreshed my memory on it, but I mean, our census was 88% in March. We had a 68,000 bottom line positive. Our admissions have been good in March. In April, our admissions were good as well. We currently have like 61 residents, so that puts us over 90%, almost 94%. It's pretty good. Yep. So our admissions have been, really good, and census has been good. Staffing's been good. We still haven't hired any more RNs. That's for managing with
Is
the
that,
staff that we have.
is that just because no one's applying
No
or?
applying, no,
The bonus.
no, as a trainer, no. Yes, well, in Indeed. And it was at the job fair that they had, which was at the college. So at the college, and then the director of nursing they did a sheet anyway to send out to college afterwards to let them know that there's a bonus, sign-on bonus, so I know it is. So. But everybody's offering them. That was the thing too. It's like everybody's offering the sign-on bonuses, so
What does our bonus compare to what?
similar. Yeah, for our RN, it's about 10,000. So,
Jesus. I'm gonna go be an RN.
You wouldn't like it.
so, I had said at the board meeting that I would put together for pricing for the new park. Yeah, we would have, and I had sent that out email that I had sent, did look at the apartments and I had said, 2,000 and 2,200 tentatively, which is like a 33% increase from the apartments have right now, which was that $400 to $500 that we talked about.
I sent you an email on the debt service coverage. I think it was calculated incorrectly.
And I sent you a text message. You sent that text message to me and I sent it back to
I
you.
didn't
Yeah.
Get a chance.
Yeah, I sent it back to you and I'm not really sure on the calculation. So we can talk about that some more on it, to see what you thought was not calculated correctly.
You and I could just meet and go for it.
So, is this something that's going to, then we're not going to approve tonight? If we're going to worry about, you want that specific debt service
I don't
calculation?
think that needs to stop acting, but I think it's important that you and I meet and you find out what it is.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I looked through it. I used Bailey's the Bailey formula, but then I actually changed it because we had new information. So I used Bailey's form that they had done last year on it. I added more. I didn't calculate, like I said, any revenue for services for the new addition, which could potentially have services. I only calculated revenue for rent, which could, then that would be a larger number
And
than
what rent did you set in calculations for 2-bedroom, 1-bedroom?
a 2,200 for the two and 2,000 for the one,
2,000.
which is, I said, about a 33% increase, not quite, but around that 30% increase from the current rent we have for the apartments. But we talked about that before, that they would be about $500 higher, but they're getting the garage and the new building.
The garage is included in that rent?
Yes. Mhm.
And the room could be a little bigger than the room.
Yeah. So like I said, I did that. I mean, we can talk about that if you want to discuss it. I do feel pretty confident that it's over 1.5, which is strong, right? The 1.5 debt service.